Hello, everyone. This week, we're diving into the very heart of our faith, the Eucharist, and its profound connection to the Church. We'll explore how this sacred meal nourishes us and binds us together. It's a journey into the bread of life itself. We'll uncover the deep spiritual meaning behind this central sacrament. So, let's begin our exploration of this incredible mystery. In week 2, we talked about the bridge. Now, imagine the church as a welcoming inn, a hostelry along that journey. This isn't just any inn. It's where we find the sustenance we need for our spiritual travels. The Eucharist is that essential food, the very provision for our pilgrimage through life. It's what keeps us going, strengthening us for the path ahead. This idea of the church as a place of rest and nourishment is so comforting, isn't it? It reminds us that we're not alone on this journey, and we're always provided for. We'll see how this hostelry offers us the most perfect food imaginable. So, what exactly is this food we receive in the host? It's not just a symbol, it's the real presence of Jesus Christ. In that small host, we receive whole God and whole man, undivided. This is a core teaching of our Catholic faith, a mystery that transcends our full understanding. It means that when we receive communion, we are truly encountering Christ himself, body, blood, soul, and divinity. This incredible truth makes the Eucharist so much more than a ritual. It's a profound encounter. And this encounter prepares us for a deeper reception of his light. When you receive the Eucharist, you receive the whole light of Christ. But here's the beautiful part. How much of that light you carry depends entirely on your love. It's not about how much you physically consume, but about the openness of your heart. The more we love, the more we can absorb and reflect his divine light into the world. This is a powerful reminder that our disposition matters. It's about preparing our hearts to receive this immense gift. And when we do, something truly transformative happens within us. After communion, the soul dwells in God like a fish in the sea. Isn't that a beautiful image? Just as a fish is completely enveloped by water, our souls are completely immersed in God's presence after receiving the Eucharist. It's a state of profound union and peace. This isn't just a fleeting moment. It's a deep, abiding connection that nourishes and sustains us. It's a taste of heaven here on earth. And this deep connection has profound implications for those who serve at the altar. This slide really drives home a powerful truth about the priesthood. It's not just a job, it's a transformation. The priest is called to embody what he offers, becoming a living reflection of Christ. This echoes what we talked about last week, how our union with Christ in the Eucharist should change us. Here, we see that the priest's role is to be a minister of the Son, which is Christ himself, the source of all light and grace. He's called to become what he gives, meaning his very being should radiate the love and sacrifice of Christ. This isn't just about performing rituals, it's about a profound personal identification with the divine. And this leads us to consider how this individual transformation connects to the larger body of believers. Building on the idea of individual transformation, this slide reminds us that we're all part of something much bigger. We are all members of one mystic body, the Church, and we truly need each other. Just as the priest is called to become what he gives, we too are called to contribute to this body, each with our unique gifts. This concept of the mystic body of Christ is central to Catholic teaching, reminding us that we are interconnected through Christ. No one is an island. Our spiritual journeys are intertwined. This means our actions, our prayers, and our support for one another are incredibly important. And with that in mind, let's move into some questions for reflection. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed today with these discussion questions for week 6. These questions are designed to help us delve deeper into the themes of the priesthood, the Eucharist, and our interconnectedness as the body of Christ. Think about how these ideas resonate with your own spiritual journey and experiences. Sharing our insights can enrich everyone's understanding. We'll take some time now to discuss these together.
Discussion Question 1. God says we receive the Eucharist according to the love and fiery desire with which we approach it. How do you prepare yourself to receive the Eucharist? What might it look like to come with a larger candle? Model answer A, the honest admission. I have to be honest, for a long time I didn't really prepare at all. I would arrive at Mass a minute before it started, still thinking about parking or what I had to do afterward. Catherine's image of the candle has genuinely challenged me. If I receive the whole light regardless of the size of my candle, but I carry away only what my candle can hold, then my careless preparation is costing me something real. What I am trying to do now is arrive 5 minutes early and simply ask God, Lord, increase my desire for you, help me come with a larger candle. That one small prayer has already changed something in how I receive. Model answer B, the practice of spiritual communion. What has helped me grow in desire for the Eucharist is the practice of spiritual communion on the days I cannot attend Mass. Catherine herself was known to receive spiritually when she could not receive sacramentally, and she taught that the soul can be united to God through desire alone. When I make a spiritual communion during the week, even a brief, sincere act of longing, I find that by Sunday my candle is a little larger. I come to Mass having already been hungry, and the reception is richer for it. I think this is what Catherine means. Desire is not something that just happens to us. It is something we cultivate day by day through prayer and attention. Discussion Question 2. God describes the soul after communion as a fish in the sea, dwelling in God and God dwelling in her. Have you ever experienced that sense of deep union after receiving the Eucharist? What was it like? Model answer A, the unexpected stillness. There was a morning, I remember it clearly, when I received communion and returned to my pew, and something was different. I did not feel anything dramatic, but there was a stillness that I can only describe as being held. I did not want to move. I did not want to think about anything. I just wanted to stay. I did not have the language for it at the time, but when I read Catherine's image of the fish in the sea, I recognized it immediately. The fish does not struggle to stay in the sea. It simply is in the sea, and the sea is in it. That is what those few minutes felt like, a belonging so complete that there was nothing left to ask for.
Model answer B, the grace that lingered. I have not often experienced a dramatic sense of union during Mass itself, but what I have noticed is that the grace seems to linger. Catherine says that even after the accidents of bread are consumed, the imprint of the sacrament remains, like a seal lifted from hot wax. I have found this to be true. On the days I receive worthily and give proper thanksgiving, I carry something through the rest of the day that I cannot quite name. A patience I did not have before, a gentleness in a difficult conversation, a peace when I would normally be anxious. I think that is the imprint Catherine is describing. The fish has been in the sea, and the sea has left its mark. Discussion Question 3. Catherine prayed passionately for the reform of the Church because she understood herself as a member of the mystic body. What is one way you feel called to contribute to the health of the Church, your parish, your community, your family? Model answer A, the power of faithful attendance. I used to think that contributing to the Church meant doing something visible, serving on a committee, volunteering at the food bank, teaching religious education. Those are all good things, but Catherine's vision of the mystic body has shown me that the most fundamental contribution I can make is simply to be a healthy member, to receive the Eucharist worthily, to pray for my parish, and to refuse to be a source of division or complaint. Catherine wrote letters to popes and cardinals, but she also prayed for souls she had never met. I think my first calling is to be the kind of member whose faith quietly strengthens the body, whose presence at Mass, whose prayer, whose charity in small things adds health rather than sickness to the whole.
Model answer B, praying for priests. When I read that God calls priests to become like the sun they minister, filled with light, warmth, and color, and that he grieves over those who do not live up to their dignity, I felt a very specific call to pray for my parish priest every day. Catherine wrote some of her most passionate letters to priests and bishops, calling them to holiness with a love that was fearless because it was rooted in the Eucharist. I cannot reform the church the way Catherine did, but I can pray for the man who stands at the altar and gives me the bread of life. That is one concrete daily way I can contribute to the health of the body.
Weekly challenge. Come to the Eucharist with a larger candle. This is our challenge for the week, and I love how practical it is. Catherine taught us that we receive the Eucharist according to the size of our desire, like a candle brought to a flame. A small candle and a large candle both touch the same infinite fire, but the larger candle carries more light away. So this week, we are simply going to practice bringing a larger candle. There are 5 steps, and none of them are complicated. Let me walk you through them. Before Mass, just 5 minutes. Arrive a little early, sit quietly, and ask God, Lord, increase my desire for you. Help me come to you with a larger candle. That's it. You are not trying to feel something. You are simply turning your face toward him before the Mass begins. At the moment of reception, as you receive the host, say interiorly, I dwell in you and you in me. Make Catherine's words your own. This is not a magic formula. It is simply an act of faith, a conscious yes to the union God is offering you right at that moment. After Mass, this one is perhaps the most countercultural of all. Spend 5 minutes in thanksgiving. Don't rush to the car. Don't check your phone. Just rest. Catherine called it resting in the Sea Pacific. The seal is still warm. Let the imprint deepen. During the week, here is a beautiful little practice. Each time you pass a church or a tabernacle, pause for just a moment and say, Lord, you are there. I am here. Draw me closer. You don't even need to go inside. Just acknowledge that he is present. That tiny act of faith, repeated daily, builds a habit of Eucharistic awareness that slowly transforms the whole day. And finally, the journal prompt, and I encourage you to write this one down. What does it mean to you that God is wholly present in each particle of the host? Catherine was absolutely astonished by this truth, that you don't receive part of Christ in a small host and more of Christ in a large one. He is wholly, entirely, completely present in every fragment. Sit with that this week. Let it astonish you too. So, 5 simple practices before Mass, at reception, after Mass, passing a church, and journaling. Pick even one of these and do it faithfully this week.